Hi, I'm Kylie and Neal, founder of Kan Culture, and welcome to Kan Talk Kulture. In this podcast, I sit down with some of Australia's most progressive founders and CEOs to explore the heart of their company cultures, what drives them, what they value, and what it's really like to work for the companies they lead. You'll also find occasional episodes packed with practical HR insights to help you build safer, stronger, and more trusted workplaces. So whether you're a new team member getting to know your workplace, curious about creating remarkable company cultures, or just wanting to know more about implementing HR best practice, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to Kan Talk Culture. I'm Kylie Neal and Georgina Walker is joining me again today, who's a people and culture consultant at Kan Culture. Welcome again, Georgina.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. So today, last episode, we spoke about onboarding and we focused really on that first week. So induction, really, as we would call it. Now I want to take a bit of a broader perspective for onboarding and let's look at the first 6 months. At Kan Culture, we do class onboarding. We define onboarding for that 6 month period. What type of ingredients or things do you think makes a good onboarding experience?
Making the person feel welcome, making sure they know their role in and out or understand what their role should be, and making them feel like they're a part of the team.
And what type of milestones, for want of a better word, do you think are important during that first 6 months?
At Kan Culture, we like to use the 1-3-5 month check-in.
Yes.
The 1 month is really a cultural check-in to make sure that they, again, feel like they're settling into the team. Have they been given the appropriate resources? What can we do to facilitate them, basically? It's just it's a check-in for the employee and employer.
Yeah. Yeah. What about the 3 and 5 months?
3 month, again, they're both check-ins. At the 3 month stage, they should start to feel like they know their job. But again, it's a check-in to ensure that they do understand their roles, responsibilities. What can we help them with? Did we give you the right tools? Did you need some more training? Those types of questions, as well as any feedback to the employer as well.
Yeah.
I think people see check-ins or meetings with managers as scary conversations, but especially the 1-3-5 month, it's not just the employer, sussing out the employee. It's the other way as well, making sure that the workplace is the correct fit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, the 1-3-5 months, they're really important. I think managers can have a tendency of, after week 1 or week 2, they just have an expectation that the new starter can be competent and confident in their role, but there's still things that they need to learn along the way. And the more a leader invests in their new starters in those first couple of months, the more success they're going to have with being highly competent and capable in the role that they're engaged to do. And it is a journey, and I think it is being able to, it enables the leaders to understand, okay, at the 1 month mark, what should our expectations be of this new starter? What's normal? And the normal thing is, yes, is the role what you thought it would be at recruitment? Are you having the right experiences for you to onboard? Are you enjoying the culture? Is the culture what you thought it would be?
Is the job what you thought it would be?
Is the job what you thought it would be? Has it met your expectations? Vice versa. At the 3 month mark, yes, you're right. More capability and competency to do the role. So at the 3 month mark, you would assume that someone can do pretty much all the elements of the role to a almost satisfactory level. There might be some gaps, but at the 3 month mark, they should have had exposure and experience with all the tasks that are aligned to the job description. At the 5 month mark, it should be pretty clear as to whether they're wholly competent in the role or not.
And why 5 months, Kylie?
So for 5 months, because if we look at a probation period or a minimum employment period, it is 6 months. So having a check-in at 5 months does give the opportunity of space for a really purposeful check-in to make that call for both sides. Yeah. Is this the job that you applied for? Is this, are things going well for you? Same as the leader sitting down and saying, okay, are you pretty much fully competent in your role? Are there things that we need to address? Or do we not think that you're going to have the capability or the potential to work competently in this role? And that gives a month to be able to course correct anything that needs to be surfaced in those conversations. So they are really critical, particularly that 5 months. And it is really, after a couple of months, people forget that they're in that minimum employment period or that probation period. The leaders forget that they're new to role because they can quite quickly seem like part of the furniture, but there is still a learning process that's going on. So it is that, kind of forming competency and capability in that environment, which can be different even if they're doing exactly the same job in another environment. It can look very, very different. So the onboarding process is really, really important, and it's really important for managers to not on repeat, but make sure that they're being really clear about the priorities of the role, not making assumptions that the individual knows how to do the role. They might be an environment that they've been in for a long time, so things are really automatic to them, but they need to stop and pause and put themselves in their new starter's shoes and fill the gaps where they can.
Yeah. And how do you ensure it's not just a tick box thing? I've done my 1 month check-in, I've done my 3 month check-in, I've done my 5 month check-in. Tick box.
Good old tick and flick, hey? Anybody that says check-ins, performance reviews, one-on-ones are a tick and flick are treating them as tick and flicks. Yeah. And that's on them. It's often not on the process. It's not the template. It's not a tick and flick. And there's only 2 people that need to understand that, and they're the 2 people engaging in the conversation.
Yes. Yeah.
So if there's a culture of this performance review is just a tick and flick, for us as HR professionals, it's a really telling sign that either they don't understand the purpose of the check-ins or the one-on-ones or the performance reviews, or there's something missing in the meaningfulness of the conversation and the interaction.
And that's a big educational piece for leaders, I think.
Yes.
If they have that mentality that it's a tick and flick, it's going to just
be a tick and flick.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see that a lot.
Too much.
We do see that a lot. And it is the implications. Like we talk about culture, we talk about moments that matter, we talk about rituals. We can provide remarkable environments for our clients through the people practices that we help educate them on and the practices that we put in place for them. But it's up to them to translate that in a meaningful way. It's up to them to sit in a room during a check-in or a performance review and respect that space. Like actively listen and take on the feedback, listen to the words, listen to the meanings of what's being spoken about and what's being raised, because it is a different conversation to an everyday task related, and you can get so much out of it. But there needs to be 2 willing participants for it to be meaningful.
I'll be honest with you. Our 1, 3 and 5 month check-in, I was so scared before each one, but after the conversation, you just feel so connected to each other. You feel like there's more trust between the 2 of you. But yeah, not going to lie, There are definitely nerves before each of those conversations. Yes.
Yeah. And, it's that feeling afterwards and the feeling of anticipation or angst prior to. That emotion is coming from a place of passion because you want things to be right. Like you want to know that you're on the right track. And, we talk about the experience of you and I and our check-ins, like they have been, in my view, meaningful. Like they have been really respectful. And I think we've been able to raise any inconsistencies. We've been able to respectfully put things on the table.
Yeah.
I felt heard by you and I felt that I could listen to you very easily. And we, which I highlighted in our last check-in, I feel like we do have a lot of trust in our relationship, and it's because we can hold the space for each other to have those meaningful conversations. Some managers that perhaps aren't as experienced or don't see the purpose of them can sit in a room and have a very, you're doing a good job. I don't even know why we're having this meeting. Okay, cool. Just got to send this email while we're talking. Yeah. It's disrespectful, and it doesn't hold the space for the person that's in there. So having that space, 3-5 months for 45 minutes. That's another thing that I think really comes up with leaders is let's do it for half an hour, not for an hour.
Yeah.
Which is fine if that half an hour is going to be really meaningful. But they're normally doing it because they're focusing on time and they're focusing on getting it out of the way.
Yes, the tick and flick.
Tick and flick. Leaders, do not tick and flick in any type of review. Like you've got to, it's a two-way street. Yeah. Like,
Purposeful,
absolutely, because we expect not just new starters, and I know that we're kind of getting a bit broader than onboarding here, but we have an expectation that everyone in the organisation is going to have the same purpose and passion, and we don't need to question it. We don't need to ask about it. We have an expectation. We have an expectation that they're going to be living the values if we tell them the words. It's not the case. There are so many times when we have an expectation of leaders to show up. And that's not about going through leadership courses to know how to show up. Like, it's the human elements of just giving people space, time, and respect to be able to sit and have the right conversation with the right touch points. We give them all the questions. We enable the journey, and, leaders, they just need to really lean into it. I get very passionate about this because I think there's, so many leaders that don't, but then they say, so-and-so is not engaged. It's like, you wonder why. Why are they not engaged? Because
you're not facilitating.
You're not facilitating the right journey for them. You're not facilitating a really enriching employee experience. So retention, they will go. They will leave. So drawing that back to onboarding, it is those first 6 months where you need to build the trust. Trust is something that's spoken about a lot in workplace cultures, particularly today, with hybrid working and people you're not seeing them. So are they working? And trust is a really big thing. People want to be trusted. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. Managers use that onboarding space to set the foundations for a really solid, meaningful and purposeful relationship with your new starters.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us for this episode. It's something that's very true to my heart. At Kan Culture, we've spent a lot of time really refining onboarding, haven't we? We spend a lot of time with our clients on what induction looks like, so what that first week looks like, and what these 1, 3, 5 month touch points need to look like. We have guides, we have templates galore. It's something that we're really passionate about because it really does set the scene for a really healthy workspace.
And always listening to feedback and updating, always keeping that cycle going.
Yes, yes. And not just listening to the
Yes.
feedback, but showing evidence of acting on that feedback as well is really important where you can. Yeah. Okay, so thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me on Kan Talk Culture. I'm Kylie Neal. I hope today's episode gave you a clearer view into the values driving your workplace, or sparked new ideas about building a remarkable company culture. If you're a founder or CEO interested in sharing your culture story, or if you're looking to build a safer, stronger, and more trusted workplace, let's connect. Visit kanculture.com. That's KANKULTURE.com to learn more. Please hit that subscribe button to hear more real conversations with founders and CEOs and hands-on episodes full of people-first culture advice. I look forward to connecting with you on our next episode.